What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 178, and we start today's episode off with January finally arriving, which means the transfer market is now open, and also we've got a training injury. Marco Verratti will be out for 4 days, so that's not a big deal. And also that Ongenda, the board want us to let him go out on loan to another team, as he doesn't seem to be getting too much game time, and he's costing the club some money. It was actually funny, I read this email back, and it said, get him off the books as he's costing us a significant salary, and I was like, well, you're the ones that put him on a significant salary. Do you know what I mean? You're the ones that put him on that high contract, you know? So there you go. Still, he might actually be leaving on January on a pre-contract deal to another club, but we'll have to wait and see, as his contract is up at the end of the year and he is over the age of 23. Still following out with January now in, of course, I have been saying that there are only really 2 transfer targets for us here at PSG, and those 2 are Paul Pogba and also Raphael Varane of Liverpool and Real Madrid respectively. Now Pogba, as you can see, has his contract up at the end of the year, so if they don't like the bid we just put in here of £5 million plus Pastore, then we'll just sign him on a pre-contract. As for Varane, I don't believe that Real Madrid are going to let us take him for anything less than £30 million, which we can't afford, sadly, right now. We possibly could have a sale of one player and a little bit of alteration in the transfer budget, but do we need to sign Varane? Well, he would be a great long-term replacement for Thiago Silva, who I was thinking about including in the swap deal, but as he is still our captain, I thought it'd be kind of harsh to just force him out of the club, really, to bring in a new player. So I don't know, he'd be a great long-term replacement for Thiago Silva, plus Terrazino in our club as well. I think those 2 could be a great partnership for PSG. But I offered £8.5 million plus David Luiz, and we'll wait and see what they say. But to be honest, I completely forgot whilst I was doing that offer, we already have a great long-term replacement for Thiago Silva, Marquinhos. You know, he's Brazilian as well, so that's Thiago Silva 2.0, right? But even so, we don't really need to worry about it too much, because Marquinhos is now 82 overall, so even if that deal doesn't come off, Marquinhos can be there. You got Laporta in the side as well, who's now coming back from injury. So yeah, there's no real need to worry about a deal, even if it doesn't come off. Still following out, we have a squad report as well, so you can see how the players are doing as well. You can check out the attributes and see how the players are looking in terms of their development. And also as well, I decided to show you the stats of the players this season too, how they've been getting on, how many goals they've scored and assists as well, because as you might be able to tell by the title, in today's episode, this could be the last one here at PSG, and we'll be discussing why that is in just a moment's time. So I thought if this is going to be the end of the PSG road, then I will show you basically the team, how it's looking in terms of their stats, how they've been developing for us, and their attributes as well, so you can just see for sure basically how everyone's getting on and whether they've been good signings for us or not. So here's a look at the stats as well as the attributes too, and again, if you want to see them in depth, then feel free to pause the video at any time so you can see how a specific player is getting on. And yeah, I'm looking at them right now. It seems like we made some really good signings this season. Some players like Falvin, for example, looks really decent. A couple of players haven't really worked out for us, including Nabil Fekir, but for the most part, it's been a good season for us. Martial's been really good too, and yeah, that is the look at the squad report with the stats and the attributes as well. Still following that, look at the league table. 19 games in, top of the table with 17 wins, 2 draws and 0 defeats. We have already opened up a 13-point gap on second place, EA Guingamp. St Etienne are in third place, Monaco 4th. Monaco in 4th place are at 21 points behind us. Lyon in 6th are, I think that's 23 points behind us, yes, and Marseille are a whopping 24 points behind us. Last year they ran us close to the league title. They're now 24 points behind us at the end of the first season. Ridiculous. We are running away with this league and then some. Still following that, Real Madrid and Liverpool both rejected bids for Varane and Pogba. So with Varane, I didn't really feel like I'd be able to sign him, but with Pogba, as I did mention, his contract is up at the end of the year, so we offer him a pre-contract deal, and as you'll see in just a moment's time, Pogba does accept that, and he will be coming to the club next season, which is great. We're going to leave PSG, if we do leave PSG, with a great player there in the midfield area. And also as well, we have some potential job openings as well at Arsenal, Spurs and Stade Rennais. Now, I've mentioned before over the past few episodes, a lot of comments from me saying that PSG is getting a little bit stale now, as we've already done all of our objectives, so can we move teams? And to be honest, all the teams in the Browse job section have been really poor. However, Arsenal, Stade Rennais and Spurs could all be good for different reasons, so I threw it out to you guys on Twitter and I said, which team would you prefer to see us manage if we do leave PSG? And you guys chose Arsenal, so the majority of you guys chose Arsenal. That's the club we should be putting a job application in for. I think that's what I'm going to do now every single time I look for jobs. I'll let you guys choose on Twitter. So again, a reminder, follow me on Twitter at @doclanders. I'm going to let you guys choose which job we should be putting an inquiry in for, and we do indeed offer for the Arsenal job. So clearly Arsene Wenger's long reign has now come to an end, and they want us to be the manager there, because as you'll see in just a moment's time, as you can already tell by the title, they do indeed offer us the job. So we'll be discussing it in just a moment's time, a bit more in depth, and there you go. So thank you to everyone that voted. Arsenal could be the club we'll be going to, and again, we'll discuss it in just a moment's time in a bit more in depth. But still, we take on Marseille for what could be our final game as PSG manager. Of course, maybe not our final game. We could still be staying here at Parc des Princes, and well, if we do leave the club, what a fantastic final game it could be. We take on Marseille in Le Classique, our rivals here, and Marseille, who are currently sitting 24 points behind us in the league after the first half of the season. What a way to completely inflict the damage on Marseille and show them that we are the dominant team and they are no more a threat to PSG's crown in France. Well, that was the plan anyway. It certainly didn't start that way though. 9 minutes in, Marseille had the goal, and what a fantastic goal it was by Mbula, who's already caused us quite a few problems whenever we face Marseille with PSG. And what a goal this is. Absolutely fantastic. He plays a 1-2 with a forward, Batshuayi I think it is, and what a fantastic strike. There is no chance for Lloris. He's at full stretch but he can't get there. And Marseille take what you consider to be a pretty shock lead in this game, considering how both teams are doing in this season, as Marseille get the opening goal of the game. So Marseille could potentially be spoiling our final game of our reign at PSG if we do indeed leave to Arsenal. So Mbula gets the goal. It's Marseille 1, PSG 0. Very, very frustrating, but to be honest, I had to just tip my hat after seeing that goal. What a fantastic strike. It's always, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's always nice when the AI score a wonder goal against you for some reason, because you just feel like, you know, it sort of confirms that legendaries of difficulty can be difficult at times, because there was nothing I could do about that one. But even so, it's 1-0 to Marseille, and from kickoff we go down left-hand side and cut inside with Eden Hazard and the Belgian strike as well, saved by Mandanda, as we try to get ourselves back on level terms. And in the 34th minute, Marseille almost doubled the advantage. JJ crossing the ball in for a free kick. It's not really dealt with, and as you can see, a bit of hesitation between Thiago Silva and Lloris, and the shot ends up hitting the post, and we just about get the ball away with Savanier. So still 1-0 in this game. Marseille looking unbelievably threatening and doing everything they could to be the first team to beat us this year in Ligue 1. But as you can see though, in the 55th minute, Niang goes down the right hand side, drills in a cross, and for us we are back on level terms, and it does come through Lacazette as well. So Lacazette heading in the cross. It took a deflection in the centre after the drill cross was played in there. It went up in the air, and Lacazette beat Mandanda to the ball, reacting quickest, heading it past the goalkeeper and grabbing us the equalising goal. So Lacazette makes it Marseille 1, Paris Saint-Germain 1 here with his 16th goal in Ligue 1 this year. And in the 72nd minute, it was still 1-1 in this game, but again another defensive mix-up with Thiago Silva here, this time with Kurzawa, and the shot taken is saved by Lloris and eventually turned behind for a goal kick after the follow-up shot couldn't hit the target. So Thiago Silva again getting in the way, and it's still 1-1 in this game. In the 81st minute, Cabella finds Eden Hazard down left hand side and he takes on JJ. He's got the pace to beat him as he cuts inside with a step over, finds Falvin, and well, to be honest, if we are going to leave PSG, if this is going to be our final game, what a way to potentially end it, because Falvin, I can never pronounce the guy's name, even so, he scores the goal, a really nice heel-to-heel flick round the last defender. He came off the bench, and of course he was signed from Marseille in the summer transfer window. So this clearly is throwing down the gauntlet, you know, rubbing salt in the wounds from Marseille, telling them that we've taken one of their best players, he's on the bench for us most games, and he comes off the bench to score the winner at his old ground. So Marseille 1, PSG 2, we grab ourselves what will surely be the winning goal in this game, but Lloris would have to make a fantastic save in the 89th minute. What a stop that is by our goalkeeper. As you'll see though, it did finish as Marseille 1, Paris Saint-Germain 2, and again, I'll say it again, if we are going to leave PSG, it is going to be your choice. What a fantastic way to end, you know, taking on our rivals, beating them in Le Classique, away at their ground by their former player coming off the bench and scoring the winner just 8 minutes before time. What a fantastic way to end that will be. Marseille are no more a threat to PSG's crown in Ligue 1 because we have just completely blown them away this season. So there you go, that's a fantastic victory there in Le Classique, and I'm really pleased with that if it does turn out to be a final game, which again you guys will choose between. Still Ongenda is on his way to Spurs for a short-term loan, so that will meet the board's objective of getting him off the wage bill, and there you go. And also Paul Pogba does indeed accept his contract, which means he will join PSG next season. Whether we'll be there to manage him though, it's going to be your choice, because as you can see, Arsenal have came back to us and offered us the manager position. So are we going to the Emirates? Are we going to join Arsenal, go back to England, try and challenge West Bromwich Albion for the Premier League title, or are we going to stay at PSG? The choice is going to be yours. I'm going to let you guys make the choice via the straw poll as per usual as to whether we stay at Partners Brands or go to the Emirates. As you can see by the league table, this is how it's looking in the Barclays Premier League right now. Arsenal are in 7th place and they are a whopping 12 points behind City in 4th. Now the objective if we join Arsenal is to get them into the Champions League. They are 12 points behind City. Their goal difference is pretty poor compared to the teams above them with only 9 plus 9. As you can see as well, they're currently fighting in the Europa League. They are into the round of 32 stage after getting through their Europa League group. So they want Champions League football back at the Emirates. That's clearly the reason they got rid of Arsene Wenger, as he's not been able to deliver it again. So are we going to join Arsenal or are we going to stay at Paris Saint-Germain? As you can see, this is the league table for PSG as well. Currently, right now, we are just running away with the league, and the league is practically ours already and probably set for an undefeated season. Are we going to join Arsenal though? This is their team. You can have a look at it. Are we going to join Arsenal? The choice is going to be yours. As per usual, it is going to be your vote that will decide whether we join Arsenal or stay at Partners Brands. As you can see, there is a straw poll. When you go into the description, open up the description of this video, you'll see a link to the straw poll. Click on that and you'll see a screen just like this one you'll see in just a moment's time. You click on the box for either Arsenal or PSG and vote, and tomorrow morning at 9 or possibly 10 AM we'll come back, upload the next episode, and we'll either be going to Arsenal, a new team, or staying at PSG. So it's your choice, not mine. You will decide whether we'll be at PSG in the next episode or Arsenal. The choice is yours, the offer's there, and there you go. So you guys can make the decision as per usual as to whether we leave the club or stay at Paris Saint-Germain. So that is going to end the episode. So as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. Please do leave a like if you did enjoy it, but don't forget to vote. Open the description, click on the link to vote, and you can either vote to stay at Paris Saint-Germain or join Arsenal. So yeah, thanks for watching, good luck for your team. We'll come back tomorrow morning with the new episode. We'll either be going to Arsenal or staying at PSG. The choice is yours. Don't forget to vote with the link in the description, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow morning.